Good evening, race fans. Welcome to the Core Racing Network. Tonight we got race number 4 for the Core Xfinity Series, the Elwood Designs Core Xfinity Series here at Homestead Miami Speedway. This is a beautiful facility. Always great to see this thing under the lights. This track just really shines, and for the longest time it was the finale for all the NASCAR series, and in my opinion still should be. But it's going to be host to race number 4 here tonight. And I'm looking forward to it. This is going to be a good one. It's a race that I kind of look forward to every season, whether I'm up here in the booth, whether I'm out there on the track. It's just a fun track. Usually a few different lines, especially through 3 and 4. Usually you can find some guys running the quote-unquote Kyle Larson line all the way up there at the wall. Some guys digging down there at the bottom, and vice versa, all throughout the whole track. So it's a good racy type of track. Carl Landmark joining the booth by Jimmy Covert. Jimmy, we got race number 4 here. Last week, a little short track action, but we opened it back up here with a 1.5-mile track.
Yeah, open this thing back up, get us up back out here to over a mile, stepping away from that short track action here. At Miami, it's going to be a great race here underneath the lights. Like you said, it's always good to see the cars out here. It really showcase a lot of these drivers' liveries out here. And also, put on a great race. So hoping to see everybody get the great runs that they need out here. Maybe some great green flag racing, green flag pit stops, because I always love to see the drivers challenge themselves with a great pit stop and benefit or not benefit. So we'll see who practiced, as I always like to say. But getting ready to get under green here. We got 24 drivers out here tonight.
Yeah, this pit road here isn't the most difficult to get onto, but we've certainly seen over the years, we've seen some incidents heading into the pits here. So you definitely gotta be aware of it. You gotta be careful. But as I head out on the track, we'll give a quick rundown of the starting order here tonight. And Jimmy, why don't you give us that rundown for the qualifying order?
Yeah, rundown of the qualifying order here. It's going to be Alan Elwood out front over Shane Etheria, and then Ryan Honeycutt. Welcome back with Nico Garcia, Justin Kirby, and P number 5, Tyler Scozen, Joey Cruz, Davey Hendricks, Clayton Montgomery, Kevin Foster for your top 10. And then Dan Phelps, Joseph Thomas, Joe Sullivan, AJ Roderick, Dalton Drummonds, Louis Arduna, Josh Van Weston, Matt Crockett, John Nobinger, Jeremy Gainey for our top 20, and then the rest, bringing up the rest of the field, Paul Lawson, Blake Erickson, Matthew Rodriguez, and Robert Kenny. So welcome anybody that's new, and welcome all the fans out there, everybody out there in Sierra Ana. See Jack Soman out there. Wishing he was here, but we wish you were out here as well. But we're ready to go green, Carl.
Yeah, we don't mess around here. Not even a full pace lap here as the pace car is into pit lane.
Green.
It's in the hands of Barney. He is waving that green flag, and we are racing here at Homestead Miami down into turn number 1. Looks like a pretty decent start. A little bit of bobbling in the back, but everybody's going to at least make it to turn number 1.
Yeah, sometimes some drivers get a little better start than others. We got a spin already by Justin Kirby.
And somehow, I think just about everybody avoided him. I mean, a spin on lap number 1 and turn number 1 towards the front of the field. That's disaster waiting to happen. We got to take a look at this again, but I think he may have gotten away with this one.
I just seen the very tail end of it, but spinning in the middle of the track with nobody basically around him, and like nobody touched him. But here it is on the replay.
See a little bobble there on the bottom, and somehow the 28 there, Joey Cruz and Tyler Scozen almost get into it as they were 3 wide, and you see Kirby trying to chase it up the track, and the thing just would not catch on him with those cold tires. Spins it out sideways, but I mean, right here, if you're Clayton Montgomery, points leader coming in here, he's a rookie still, has not gotten his 5 races in, but he's leading the overall points coming into the night. That's not exactly the sight you want to see going into turn number 1, but yeah, I mean, that's easy as I like. Just, a couple spins right in there. I'm sure Justin Kirby, wasn't holding his breath. I'm sure he doesn't need a new pair of shorts after that or anything like that. Yeah, welcome to Miami Homestead.
I mean, you don't get any better avoidance from that, and I would have to say Justin's tires are warmed up now.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't think he has to worry about that. Just maybe cooling it down. I'm certainly happy that iRacing doesn't have any flat spots yet, working into the situation here. But man, that was an interesting way to start this thing out. Try to take a look from the point of view of Clayton Montgomery here. If it will work for me here. That is Honeycutt.
Honeycutt.
Okay, so let's bring that back one more time. Just nice little lazy spin there from Kirby, and yeah, I mean Kirby qualified up there in the top 5, and now he's gonna have to work his way back up through the field. But again, no damage, except maybe to the confidence, maybe the tires for sure. But either way, it's gonna be a shakeup of the standings here, because quite a few drivers came into the pits. I mean, again, nobody, at least that we've seen, got involved in any kind of incidents, but some drivers coming in, topping off on fuel, as looks like it's going to shake up the order. It's going to be Ryan Honeycutt now in the lead, Shane Thurian on the outside, Tyler Skosen, Joey Cruz, Kevin Foster for your top 5, and then Dan Phelps, Joe Sullivan, Joe Thomas, Dalton Drummonds, and Luis Orduna are going to be your top 10 here, as we're going to get this thing restarted here. But hopefully they can make it through turn number 1 and 2 this time. But man, that's I guess they still have some thoughts of that short track last week. I know Justin Kirby had certainly a fast car out there, and maybe was just trying to dig early here and get up to the lead. But either way, no harm, no foul. We get this thing back going.
Yeah, no harm, no foul, no bumping. It's like just a 360 in the middle of the corner. That was quite interesting, and definitely has some drivers on their toes. I'm sure they'll be thinking about strategy from going here on forward. But getting ready to go back green here as they enter in through 3, out into the middle of the corner here, get ready to exit 4. So that pace car should be peeling in at any second.
The pace car is going to be in this time. It's going to be in control by Ryan Honeycutt in the restart zone, as long as he doesn't blink out again there. Is looked out there for a second, but he is back on the loud pedal, and we are racing again here at Homestead. Try and show them again coming into turn number 1. Hopefully a little bit cleaner this time through.
A little bit 3 wide action towards the back.
And again, I mean, it's something you can definitely do here. There's at minimum 2 lanes in both of these corners, and a lot of the times, you know, the bottom and the top are both going to be utilized up here, but the middle is definitely a viable option as well, especially if you have some new tires to try and make your way up through the field, which a little too early. I mean, these drivers don't have, you know, just unlimited sets of tires in the pits. They only have, I believe it's 2 sets or 3 sets of tires in the pits to be able to use the entire race. So I think most, if not everybody, that time coming in there just taking fuel to maybe kind of mix up the strategy here a little bit, as we got an 80-lap race here tonight. But Ryan Honeycutt out front, back in the series here. We've seen him, I don't want to say a season or 2 ago. He ran a couple races with us and had to jump out, but hopefully he is now back to stay and give these guys a run for his money. He is certainly he's still a rookie. He only has 3 races under his core belt, so this will make 4 here tonight, and then 1 more, and he'd register out. But I believe he's one that could contend up here. He's probably at least a gold or a platinum driver from we've seen previously in his core career.
Yeah, it's always good to have more drivers enter the fray. There's definitely a lot of battling going on right now. It's a lot of single wide, but you see that 5 car getting underneath the 85 there of Dan Phelps, looking to make another pass. It's good to see Dan Phelps up there, up this high, this early on.
Yeah, Dan, one of the cars that stayed out, he did not come into the pits that time. A couple more trying to make their way up through the field. AJ Roderick in the 56 trying to get back up there, as he started in 14th, just fell back to 15th as of right now. But man behind him again, we talked about it before. The 7 of Clayton Montgomery. He has no wins on the season yet, but he's contended in every race so far, and it's why he is leading the point stand. Is coming in by, well, a whopping it's not much. I just lost it now. He's leading by 9 points over Nico Garcia. Nico Garcia obviously winning the second race of the season. And we are going to have another yellow. You seen it right there on the screen. Look like the 73 of Luis Orduna and the 56 of AJ Roderick getting together. Take a look at that one more time. Right there you see Roderick gets a little bit loose. And I think even the 73 there, we'll take a look at that one more time. Looked like Orduna may have clipped the wall as well and just kind of both in the wrong spot at the wrong time there. See the 56 already loose, yeah. And you see some maybe some net code brushing of the wall there by the 73, but gets into the back of the 56, sends him around, and it's going to bring us under another caution here.
So little time for these cars to react. I mean, obviously we get to slow it down, but 56 obviously probably felt the rear going around, lifted just a little bit, and because of how close these cars can really run together, I mean, just nowhere for that 73 to go. So just kind of a race incident in the grand scheme of things, and it really sucks for the person behind, but it looks like there's some more pit stops going on here, Carl. A lot of drivers coming back in. Yeah,
quite a bit of drivers coming into the pits here, and only just a few staying out. Looks like maybe 7 drivers staying out of the pits, at least this time by. But the rest of the field is going to come into the pits. It's going to leave Ryan Honeycutt at the front yet, but we got some time. We'll take a look at those point standings here coming into the race, and yeah, come on. There we go. Again, it is Clayton Montgomery leading the overall standings by 9 over Nico Garcia, who currently leads the Platinum Division. Gold Division led by Jack Stoneman, the silver by Aiden Hines, and the bronze by the man that caused the first caution there, Justin Kirby. But Kirby has got plenty of time to make it up through there. And as we mentioned before, and Jimmy, you mentioned last week, Kirby's he's had such a string of bad luck. He's not a bronze driver. He's certainly he's punching well above the bronze drivers there. So as long as he doesn't keep getting bit by situations like he already has this race, I mean, maybe he's trying to keep himself down in the bronze. I don't know.
Justin Kirby has the skill and talent to run up with a lot with the leaders. You've seen last week where he had great pace and just championship complications, as they call it, from our previous broadcaster McDonald, but. Just being wrong spot, wrong time, just lady luck not being nice to that car. So see if he can recover from tonight. He's already up in the P19 after those pit stops, so we'll see if that 43 can make their way back towards the front where they belong. I should say. Just gotta do it. Just be patient with it, because obviously there's a lot of cars to get by, but a lot of these drivers are in the same boat. The 56, the 73. We've seen John Dobinger have better days as well, but been flown around mid-pack here so far this season. So wait for John and that number 44 to venture up towards the top 5 as well. Joe Sullivan up there in P number 10, having a pretty decent run. Kevin Foster, fan favorite out there. Got a lot of people out there root for the number 8, and just waiting for him to break through and get up there and run with these leaders. But right now, he got a good run going on with Matt Crockett. Whether it was a pit decision or not, but 51 is going to get back on the green pedal. Loud pedal and head down to turn number 1 on a great start over that number 55 of Scozen, Cruz, Drummond's, Crockett, your top 5. 3 lights, some action are outside of Allen Elwood.
Off down onto the backstretch. Got a good look at the bigger cam there between 1 and 2, and maybe a little brush of the wall back in the back of the pack there for AJ Rodder. Just can't keep it off the wall here tonight. Hopefully he can get that thing cleaned up and back going towards the front. Started up there in 14th position, but at the front it is Ryan Honeycutt in the 51. Tyler Scozen right there behind him, trying to run him down. And we've seen Tyler certainly have some good runs as well, and and really his computer possibly kept him out of a win of one of them. It happens. It's unfortunate. It sucks, but certainly had a potentially a race-winning car out there in I believe it was at Texas, where he was doing
blown computers. Anything can happen out there.
That's pretty much what it is when when the internet kicks you off or the computer shuts down or iRacing kicks you off, whatever it is. It's basically like a mechanical failure, one way or another. But
it's probably why they haven't instituted those type of issues in iRacing.
They got enough to worry about.
They got enough to worry about with the netcode and computers just quitting on people. But right now, great racing right now back here with that 7 and 76 on the outside, looking to maintain position. But it looks like the 7 Montgomery is going to get on by the 76 of Joe Sullivan and take over Pete number 12. Biggest mover of the race so far right now is Dalton Drummond's up there, P number 4, 11 spots. Shane Therian is trying to take that spot away, but a good run so far by the number 40.
And seeing a couple of drivers out here for their first race of the season. Obviously, we mentioned Ryan Honeycutt, another one that has finally got a chance to get out here, and certainly a good looking paint scheme there on the 01. That is Matthew Rodriguez out here for his first race, currently running in 13th spot, started back there in 23rd, second last in the field. Only 3 drivers did not get a time in. He was one of them, starting back there in the back. Looks like maybe some issues for Jeremy Gainey. Not sure if he's still having some hardware issues. I know he's been dealing with it for quite some time now. It just seems like he can't catch a break with whether it's his wheel or his pedals, or I know he was having some issues with his butt kicker, which is a feature that you can add to your rigs to kind of give you that rumble and the feel of the engine or the tires going across the rumble strips, things like that. And I know he was trying to get that figured out, so hopefully whatever it is, he can get that thing figured out, because
at this point it's really kicking his butt.
It is.
You might want to remove it.
I see what you did there. Well, it looks like he is back out there on the track. He's just rejoining right now. But 3 laps down, he's going to need some help to get back up there. Up at the front, it is Ryan Honeycutt leading the way by about a half a second. Tyler Skozen in second. Joey Cruz in third. Shane Therian moving his way up through the field here. The man that is just, his nickname is Shane Powerhouse Therian in Core, and it's kind of a running joke because every week in Core for each of the series, our man behind the curtains here for the points, David Topher, lets everyone know who the powerhouse performer was, and that's the person that basically punched the most above his weight, gained the most core rating in that race. And there've been so many times where Shane Therian has had a really good race, and there's just somebody that just had a little bit better of a race, and he has yet to get a powerhouse performance. So never know. Maybe tonight is the night to get that Jolly Rogers number 9 and finally just claim that. But I'm sure he's more looking at just being that powerhouse car that brings the victory. I'm sure one way or another, a victory feels better. It gives you the points, it gives you the win. Sure, you want the powerhouse performance, but I'm sure he'll live with that nickname for a little bit longer if he can get the win.
Yeah, and definitely want to get that win there. Just kind of watching back in the field with Nico Garcia falling back just a little bit, and running that high side, playing chicken with the wall there. So trying to get that outside line to work. Obviously, he can get some great runs, especially exiting the turns. You can see that 88. You can see the momentum he can get getting off the corner. Now it's just getting into the corner and working its way around to be more beneficial. But good battle back here with Josh Van Weston. In the 121 and the 56 of the run line.
AJ Roderick.
AJ Roderick, yeah. So a great battle here as these 2 drivers are running those 2 different lines.
And you see that outside line prevailing, just like Jimmy was mentioning. It's a little bit slower going in because it's the longer way around, but then you get a really good launch if you can get enough for your car, to be pointing to the outside of the car in front of you. You should be able to get a run to get around. 3-way battle in front of them then, and it could be even more coming up here soon as Kirby goes to the inside of Ericsson. This is the battle for 15th and 16th, and then side by side in front of them with Noringer on the inside, Matthew Rodriguez on the outside, and Matt Crockett's just got a mirror full of guys doing battle right now behind him.
Yeah, Crockett, one of the drivers decided they elected to stay out here. He's fallen back from the top 5 back now in the P number 12, but still had a pretty decent run trying to stretch out them tires and looking like he's going to give way to these drivers as they're looking to go 3 wide as Kirby's down to the inside and John Nobinger in the middle.
And the Crockett's just trying to stay out of the way right now, as you see right here. The 01 Matthew Rodriguez pulling right up to the backside here. And it's been a rush hour here as we're on lap number 24, and now that we got going green here, that the laps tick by very quickly. The lap times here only about 34 seconds long to get around this track, so it goes by pretty quickly here under green, and already over a quarter of the way through this race. Honeycutt still leads by about 3/4 of a second as Rodriguez letting some of these cars go by as they're doing some heavy battling here, maybe just kind of saving some tires back here. But certainly some good battling, and you see the 56 of Roderick trying to make his way back up through there. It seems like him and Van Westen are just, they almost look like teammates by the paint scheme there. They're not teammates, at least as far as I know. But they've been around each other, not just tonight, but it seems like almost every week when they're out there. Those two cars, I find them together battling at some point or another. This is the battle for 15th and 16th currently. Up at the front, good battle here, just inside the top 10. This is the battle for 6th and 7th as Foster on the outside. Joey Cruz right there in the 28. Little bit of a bump going in, and
Caution, yellow flag.
that is going to cause another caution out here as Foster slides down the track. We'll take a look at how that happened once again. Little bump down the front stretch, and that looks like Cruz tried to tuck in behind him and got into the back of him. Hard impact for the 28. The 40 of Drummond's tries to go by, could not do so. 01 of Rodriguez almost gets inside there too.
Yeah, there's somebody in front of it. They just got away as well. It was like I want to say 67. Or is it is that Davey Hendricks? Yeah.
You see just a little bit of a brush right there. And unfortunately, you see as soon as Foster gets down on that apron, it flattens out so much that he had that thing locked up, and there's no way he wasn't going to slide back up the track. Yeah, the 67 there of Davey Hendricks gets involved and certainly wrinkled up there a bit as well.
Oh,
pretty hard impact there for the 40.
Such a good run going for the 42. They kind of get involved. Obviously nowhere to go, trying to keep it high. Yeah, that apron is dangerous, but that's going to bring everybody. I think everybody's going to come down and new tires, full fuel. Obviously we still have 53 laps remaining. I'm not sure on the laps. I think it is still outside the window for this being their last stop.
Yeah, I mean, I could very well be wrong, but I believe it's around 30 laps for the fuel here tonight. So still going to be outside the window of making it all the way to the end. But I'm sure a lot of these drivers maybe haven't used their tires too much, and you see some drivers still electing not to take tires, as Therian and Hendricks both coming out of there and not taking any tires. Honeycutt is going to be the first one out there having taken tires, so it's going to be Therian, Hendricks, Honeycutt, Skozen, and Elwood for the top 5. Garcia, Montgomery, Cruz, Drummonds, and Phelps going to be your top 10. I mean, it's about that time that tires make sense, at least the first set of tires. Even though they haven't really used them that much, maybe in that first little bit of run, it feels comfortable. You just get out there and just get a fresh set of tires. You know, you got all the grip that you want, but you come back out there, you got cool tires. You got to be careful because you see what happened at the start of this race.
Yeah, and that's what you kind of got to worry about. And obviously, you're grouping everybody back up. It's the opportunity to gain on those positions, especially if you had a bad pit stop. You came in like 3rd, and now you're back in 10th or whatever it may be. You want to move back forward. But right now, Shane Therian and Davey Hendricks out front. And Davey was kind of involved there, a little bit in that incident. So hopefully his car is still on top notch. I don't know if I think he came in. But Honeycutt back there, Skozen and Elwood lurking in the shadows here tonight. Nico Garcia in the 88 in 6th. Montgomery, poking at number 7 back up there. So, just kind of quietly, methodically working their way through the field, and are just hanging out in the field and just trying to keep the race clean. And, that's what has put them in that position to have that points lead at the moment. So, obviously, we got a couple drop races that are coming to play, and, won't be a whole lot longer before they're thinking about, playoffs and, being a contender for that championship here at the end. So, but looks like the cars are doubling up. The pace cars should be coming in here soon. They are exiting 4, but it is all on Therian to restart this thing.
Shane Therian is going to be in the control car here at the Geico restart zone, and he is on the loud pedal. We're going to go back to racing here at Homestead as they head off down into turn number 1. Good restart from the field as they start already shuffling through. And again, a track like this where there's so many lines, when you get all these restarts, again, you want to try and get as many positions as possible very quickly. And that's why you see 3, even 4 wide coming down the backstretch there. You're trying to get everything that you can very quickly, and that's when mistakes can happen. And that's when cautions can breed cautions. 3 wide back here as Hendricks starting to slide back. Elwood almost gets up in Honeycutt. Honeycutt just slides in front of Hendricks there, coming off the corner. Very close, tight battling just outside the top 5. And man, you look at the top 5, throw a blanket over the top 10 as we got a new leader, Tyler Skosen, in the 55 out to the front. Certainly another fan favorite out there. And we want to send a shout out to all the fans out there watching right now. Thank you for tuning in. And if you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Get you in touch with everything that CRN has. But we got a good one here as we are back racing. We are back green. It is the 55 out front, but not by much. Nico Garcia, Platinum Division leader right now in 2nd. Alan Elwood, he won last week's race at Kern, is in 3rd. So he's got some really good drivers hot on his heels.
Yeah, and keep watching that 88 just a little bit, really trying to get the power down to overtake Skosen and close that gap down. But just keep seeing that rear end 88 kind of like stepping out just a little bit. So still working the throttle as we do have somebody around here. No caution flying as of yet, as it looks like Matthew Rodriguez on that backstretch. But we're going to keep everything green here. Carl's playing the replay now. You see what happens.
But yeah, that is really shocking me. I know he slid down to the bottom and off the racing line, but the fact that wasn't a caution, that really surprises me. But at the front,
tag a gain in that one too.
Yeah, getting a little piece of that. He just can't catch a break. He did get one of his laps back. He's down 2 laps, but now side by side for first place. Garcia on the inside seemed just a little bit of a bobble, trying to get that power down the inside. It's a shorter way around down there, but it's progressive banking, and it's just a little bit flatter all the way at the bottom of that bottom seam. And once you try and pick up that throttle coming out of 4, it gets a little bit sketchy, but now he's up on his happy zone out there on the outside. He's going to get the run coming off the corner, and you see how big of a run you can get if you nail that exit. The 88 of Garcia out to the lead.
And Garcia making things happen on that outside. I'm sure other drivers are going to take notice of that if they haven't already. You have to be comfortable running with that wall on your right side. And I know a lot of these drivers, or some of the drivers, they don't have the opportunity, whether they're running VR or triple monitors, really kind of keep that eye out on your peripheral to know where your car is at so you don't get into it. So not able to take full advantage of being close up to that wall. But still great battling going on through the field here right now. We're riding along with the 121 of Josh Van Westen. Currently they're in P8, but again, still side by side with the 56 of AJ Robert.
Well, Jimmy, it feels like only a couple laps ago we restarted this race. We talked about a couple drivers not taking tires. And they start in the front row. Shane Therian restarted in first, all the way back to 12th place already, and I don't think the fall is quite done yet, as he's got John Nominger right behind him. The person that started on the outside of the front row with him was Davey Hendricks, also not taking tires, battling now back here in 17th. So as much as I said I don't think the tires were used that much, fresh tires certainly meaning something here, and it's not meaning anything too good for the drivers that did not take tires, like Therian, Davey Hendricks. I think another one was Kevin Foster not taking tires as well. He's back here in 20th position as well. So tires playing a big part, and we're coming up on the halfway point. I mean, these drivers are going to have what should be 2 sets of tires for the second half of the race. So if it gets a little bit dicey in the second half, maybe that's where they make their comeback. But right now they're hurting.
And sometimes it's hard to, you know, swallow maybe a bad decision, or just to, you know, fall back to the field and, you know, you're a faster car through the evening. But right now it looks like we had a pass there by Tyler Skozen.
Yeah, Skozen retaking the lead as Garcia got a little bit loose coming off of turn number 2. And then Skozen went right down to the bottom and blocked off that line. So Skozen back out to the front, and now Ryan Honeycutt, in the meantime, has taken over second place, getting around at Nico Garcia. So the 51 has got his eyes set on the front. Once again, it is Skozen, Honeycutt, Garcia, Elwood, and Montgomery for the top 5, as the 7 is now the highest up we've seen him so far. And looking at, speaking of going up high, Skozen now going to the top, trying to test the waters out there, see how that 55 UNOH machine runs at the top. And so far, so good. Holding off Ryan Honeycutt there in second place, as going to be coming up on the halfway in 2 laps.
Yeah, and you can see right here, going down to the middle of that turn, that would be 3 and 4 as they head down the front stretch. So able to kind of use the lower lines through 3 and 4. It looks like maybe the higher line through 1 and 2. Right now, using that middle line, kind of pitching the 51 down there. You know, basically limiting Honeycutt's runoff of the corner. You can't get on the throttle as much and maintain that lead. So it's a game of chess here between these drivers as they try to maintain the lead, and what line to use and when to use it, and try to you know, play their cards correctly and fool out the driver, who's either in front of them or behind them, to keep things going. But yeah, Tyler Skozen, Ryan Honeycutt, Nico Garcia for your top 3. Alan Elwood sitting there in P4. Clayton Montgomery's in P5. Dalton Drummond's in 6. AJ Roderick up to 7th. Blake Erickson up 14 spots, sitting at 8. Justin Kirby working his way back up through, finally getting that number 43 back up into P9. And Joey Cruz for your top 10.
Moving the inside, tries to get that position back, but then Kirby back up into 9th place still, 4 spots down from where he started in 5th place. But good to see the 43 weathering a storm after the first lap spin in turn number 1, and he's got the thing back up in the top 10 right now. But good battle right in front of him, as Erickson's going to make the pass on Drummond's, as it looked like Drummond's maybe caught the wall a little bit through the corner. But again, I mean, battling all through the track here, as you see Honeycutt now battling for the lead. This track is so wide. It's got so many different lines that you can run. It's just a fantastic complex here. But the 51 is now back out into the lead. Does Skozen have anything that he can do for Honeycutt here to try and keep him behind? Or does he just kind of run his line right now? I mean, it's still plenty early in the race, just past the halfway point. You don't want to kill the car. You don't want to kill, you know, any kind of momentum that you have in the race right now. And right now, Skozen doing a good job in second.
Yeah, doing a good job there right now. Looks like Honeycutt is taking the lead over Skozen for now. Plenty of laps remaining as we about past the halfway point as well. Now lap 44 of 80. So plenty of time and racing left here this evening with the series here, and sponsored by Elwood Designs. And so if you need a good old paint or livery for your cars, not only for Xfinity cars, but he has a lot of other options out there. A lot of different painters that can help him out with his shop. Ooh, a little tag there between Crockett and Sullivan, but they keep things clean and green here as we continue here tonight.
There's battles all over the place. I mean, we need picture. Here it is. Just a little bit of a brush there between Cruz and Van Westen. Almost a repeat offense there from Cruz, just getting a little bit close, trying to get up there and slide in front of the 121. But Van Westen now will look to take that position away on the backstretch. Gets a good run off the corner. Cruz tried the side draft as much as possible, but not going to happen. Right behind him, You got a good battle between Dan Phelps and Robert Kenny. This is the battle for 13th and 14th. And it seems like the drivers are kind of testing out both. I mean, I don't think we've really had anybody set in their ways. We've seen drivers try the bottom and the top in turns 1 and 2, and then the same thing in 3 and 4. I haven't really seen anybody just, you know, settle into just the high line or just a low line, as we got a battle up here now for 3rd place. And man, Tyler Skosen just keeps getting gifts, as here it is again, running in 2nd place. Honeycutt into the wall. Tyler Skosen, thank you very much. I will take that lead right back. And the 55 back out to the lead. But, man, top 4 right now, all separated by about a quarter second. Very close there as Elwood comes off the corner. Tries to get a little side drive off of Honeycutt, but it is Skosen, Honeycutt, Elwood, Garcia for your top 4. And not too far behind your points leader, Clayton Montgomery, trying to I'd say trying to get in the mix, but he may just be content just kind of hanging back here watching this battle go on.
I mean, you're in a good spot. I mean, he's at 1.9 seconds back from the leader. Obviously, you can see them battling up here pretty tense here, as we're only on we're closing on lap 50. But, you know, anything can happen. But, you know, obviously these drivers are up front because they're fast, and, you know, usually they're pretty safe up here. So we'll see what kind of choices these drivers make trying to get this win here. But yeah, I think Montgomery just kind of lurking around right now. Obviously, he's within striking range. Could be saving tires, could be saving a little bit of fuel, but definitely in position to, you know, steal this one away, especially if those drivers up front get into it.
Well, we're going to save our voices here a little bit and crank these drivers up here and give everyone out there in Sierra Nation a little love to hear it. See the pass for the lead right there on the screen. Honeycutt and Skozen both using the short pit to their advantage. Only pit a couple laps before Elwood and Garcia, but they have now taken the lead. It is Honeycutt in front, Garcia or Skozen in second, Garcia, Elwood, Montgomery for your top five. As
He's on it. He's good. He's still good.
Drummond's giving Jimmy a little heart attack here. And
you're watching the cars go by. I'm watching on my third monitor as he's dropping by, and he's like riding the apron back and forth. Yeah, that's why I get a little excited, because I have like triple monitors. It's almost like sitting in like a stadium. I wish I had more. I could be able to see all the way around the track, but yeah, I get excited.
well, good news is, Jack, I haven't had to use the spray bottle yet. Jimmy's he's kept it in line here tonight, so keep the spray bottle in the bathroom for now. But it's been a heck of a good race here now that we've gone green. You've seen a little bit of a spin earlier. Again, no caution. This is a track that a lot of times, if the spin goes down to the inside of that backstretch, the caution will not come out. And it's nice that it keeps it green like that, but unfortunately for Joe Sullivan and Joe Thomas, with the Joes heading down to that inside, got a little damage and had to bring it into the pits. But for the drivers that are out front, it is a 0.7 of a second lead now for Honeycutt against Skozen in second, Garcia and Elwood third and fourth. Am I nuts?
Joey Cruz. It was behind the 5 of Alan Elwood, but he might have slowed. He's only slowed on the backstretch.
Oh, that was 28, that's why.
Oh, 28.
Yep. There he is. Going slow, but it looks like I don't see any kind of damage on the GameStop number 28 there. So it looks like he might have saved it.
Definitely was sideways going through it 1 and 2. I thought for sure he was going to go around, but I was able to save it. So good catch there by Joey Cruz in the 28. And I'm sure did everything possible to keep that car going straight.
We'll take a run through the field here as, again, we got Ryan Honeycutt at the front, but you see the 3-car tandem right behind him, Skozen, Garcia, and Elwood, second, third, and fourth. Montgomery still in 5th place, just hanging out there, but the man behind him, I think a good run here, and it's well noted here for A.J. Roderick. Got involved in that earlier incident, and so he gets the loose coming off the corner. Maybe I shouldn't talk too much, but A.J. Roderick having a good run here, started at 14th. Currently running in 6th place right now. As take a look back up here, as there's a bit of a battle going on here. Looks like Elwood's going to hold off Garcia for now, but looking back through the rest of the top 10, we've seen what happened to Kirby on that first lap, first turn after starting in 5th place. He has now worked his way back up to 7th, so a good rebound here, and certainly race not over yet. Still 17 laps to go, but a good run. Like Erickson doing a battle right now with John Nobinger, and both these drivers, I think, doing a fantastic job. Erickson up 14 spots, Nobinger up 10 spots, so certainly doing a good job up here in the top 10 right now in 8th and 9th. And then Josh Van Westen, seen quite a bit of him here tonight, and for both good and bad, but right now, all good up there in the top 10 after starting in 17th. Look back through and find one of the fan favorite out there for a few for a few fans. And Kevin Foster still down right now, started in 10th place, down in 15th right now, just trying to find his footing in the second half of this race. And then, unfortunately for Sullivan, involved in that earlier incident, that the caution did not come out. He is sitting in 20th position right now, 1 lap down, so not necessarily out of it, but going to need a caution to really get back in the mix of this thing. We should be good to go for fuel all the way to the end. I mean, Honeycutt pit on lap number 55, be a 25-lap run. We haven't really seen too many long runs here tonight with the cautions kind of falling into place, but should be good to go all the way to the end. And right now, we've got a battle. Once again, it is Elwood to the inside and give the 5 the lead at the stripe.
Yeah, I think that pit car, or the pit car, the lap car had a little bit to do with that one. Still up to 51 just a little bit. The 5 taking advantage, getting the lead, and you see these two battle out, but right behind him, obviously the 88 of Nico Garcia trying to make his way by the 218 as well, and 55 of Tyler Scosen falling back just a little bit. So I don't know, maybe laying back just a little bit. They maybe saved them tires for a run here at the end. We still have 13 laps remaining as we just crossed the line here for the beginning of lap 68.
I mean, listen, Tyler's right in the right spot. He's not the lead. He's just waiting for them to just gift the positions right back. He's got.
Not want to come up in the booth. Trying to stay out of the booth.
He's gotten so many gifts tonight to move himself up there. I mean, why battle? Why go up there and battle when they're just going to gift it right to you? So, yeah, I mean, I don't think these battles are anywhere being done right now. Elwood looks like maybe he's found a little extra something here at the end of this race and trying to go back to back after winning the last week at Kern. It would certainly be a nice finish after missing, I believe it was at least one, if not two races to start the season, but came out last week at Kern, got the lead, and kind of just checked out there. And now tonight, looking to go back to back with a win here at Homestead Miami. Ryan Honeycutt, again, new, back to the series. Hopefully he's back to staying, as this isn't just a one-off race for him. We'll certainly chat with him afterwards, and certainly chat with him if he finishes in the top 3 here. But doing a good job here with his return in second place right now. Nico Garcia in third, looking for his second win on the season, but at the very least looking to chip into the lead and maybe take over the overall lead from Clayton Montgomery, who is stuck back in fifth place right now. Tyler Scosen right behind Nico Garcia in fourth again. A good run for Tyler, and I believe he should be free and clear of his rookie status after this race as well. But doing a good job right now in fourth. Roderick and Kirby doing battle back here in sixth and seventh as Kirby looks to pick off another position, and he is going to move that 43 up into sixth position. So still moving his way up there. He's got about 2.5 seconds up to Clayton Montgomery, so it's going to be tough to get a top 5 here tonight, but still got to feel good after that early spin to move all the way through the field and get a top 10. Almost a top 5.
Yeah, Carl, I mean, obviously doing a great, Justin Kirby doing a great job. But hey, let's give a shout out to the fans out there. I mean, I was just been sitting here kind of watching the chat and stuff, everybody talking back and forth a little bit, rooting on your favorite driver. But I just noticed, I happened to look over, and I seen the numbers of people watching up to 38 individuals or accounts watching CRM live here for the Xfinity series here. And it's just, it's awesome to have everybody out there supporting the drivers and the teams and CRM. So just want to give everybody out there a shout. We really do appreciate you coming by and supporting these drivers that like to come out here and still hobby or iRacing and trying to get it done here tonight at Homestead Miami. So give yourself a pat on the back, and just want to notice that, you know, we are watching and we do really appreciate it, and definitely appreciate all the thumbs ups and the subscribes for people that keep coming back each and every week.
And for those that are new out there, just to give you an idea of our lineup currently for CRN, we got the Elwood Designs Core Xfinity Series here tonight. On Wednesday night, we have CSRL GT Series. That is a weekly 45-minute race on Wednesday nights. Then on Thursday, we have currently the Core GT Series, but we are also going to be, once again, starting up Virtual Velocity Racing. The VVR series is going to be coming back. They will have their first race this Thursday, so we're going to have a doubleheader. And really your option if you want to watch road racing, you catch the Core GT Series. You want to watch oval racing, you catch VVRs. They're going to be running the ARCA Series this time around, but they will start off with Daytona here on Thursday night. So certainly welcome back to them back into the fray as they had their nice little vacation here for the winter, but getting ready to get back going. But we are down to 6 laps to go here. It seems like now that Elwood has gotten this lead, there's not much battling, so I'm not sure if these other drivers are just kind of hanging back there or what the case is. Garcia has moved himself into second around Honeycutt, so I'm not sure if Honeycutt maybe used up his tires a little bit here. Still kind of hanging in there, only about 1.5 seconds off the lead. But Elwood looks to try and go for back-to-back here, and it's 5 to go with the line.
Yeah, that could be just the case. Obviously, you come out here and 20 laps to go, and you drive your heart out, and obviously still in a good spot there, the 51 of Honeycutt, obviously just coming back and So it's good to see the 51 out there, and we'll see. I'm sure we'll see them up front in many more races. But yeah, Alan Elwood just kind of checking out, doing his thing. You know, when it comes down to it, Nico Garcia in that spot to running behind Alan, which he seems to find himself a lot. But yeah, good drive for a lot of these drivers. You know, Kirby having to come back. Clayton Montgomery still sitting P number 5. You know, the points leader. So gonna lose some points to the drivers up in front of them, but still I think in pretty good, decent shape to for that championship. Obviously getting himself in contention for the championship run. But yeah, only a few more laps remaining here. We're on lap 77 of 80, so only 3 laps, or yeah, 3 laps remaining this time around.
And again, a decent series once again, as it's going to be 20 races long, and these drivers will go through their regular season, have a little bit of a playoff round, which is going to be 4 rounds with only 3 races counting, and then they'll have their one championship race, which once again backed by popular demand by both me and Jimmy for sure, but the drivers even kind of requested it too, that the championship be right back at Auto Club once again this year, as it just puts on such a great race out there in California. Unfortunately, the now bye-bye Auto Club, one of the 2 favorite tracks. It's still not and it's never going to leave my heart. Between Auto Club and Michigan, I've said it so many times, I'd love to run a series of just those tracks. They put on such great racing. But next week is going to be going back kind of short track. I guess I defer to Jimmy what he thinks about Iowa.
Iowa's just not one of those tracks that I have a lot of time on, so I haven't been there personally, so my love for it is but I think either way, my love for it's going to be awesome, because the drivers are going to be awesome, and they're going to put on a great show.
Well, we are on the white flag lap battle here for 7th and 8th is waging on. You got AJ Roderick on the outside, Blake Erickson on the inside. Roderick using that outside line to get the run down the backstretch, but coming out of turn number 4, it is going to be Alan Elwood taking home the win here tonight. Back-to-back wins. Skozen is going to hold off Clayton Montgomery for 4th place. Garcia is going to get 2nd, Honeycutt in 3rd, but it was a close battle there as Montgomery tried to run him down. 6th place is going to go to Justin Kirby. AJ Roderick just going to hold off Blake Erickson by 0.15 of a second. John Nomier, a good run there, finishing in 9th. He's been very vocal of how much disdain he has for this Xfinity car lately, but maybe this top 10 here tonight will give him a little shot in the arm and make him feel a little warm and fuzzy once again in that 44 camp. And then Robert Kenny doing a good job coming back there, up 14 spots, ties the biggest mover of the race, finishing in 10th. But the 5 of Alan Elwood gets to do a little dance on the front stretch once again here tonight.
Yeah, just ending this thing out strong here tonight. Obviously had his challenges throughout the race, and put himself in a position where he was able to get by, obviously dancing there with another SWM painted car from Elwood Designs. But yeah, great race by Alan, great race by all. Some drivers maybe not having the best of luck. Obviously, I think one of the biggest one not having the greatest luck was Shane. Obviously he started up there, up front, and ended up finishing back there in P13. So tough break for Shane, as just can't find that luck to get that 09 to the front here in with the Core Xfinity Series.
We'll go ahead and take a look at our final results here tonight. And again, it is going to be Alan Elwood, your winner. Nico Garcia in 2nd, Ryan Honeycutt, Tyler Skozen, and Clayton Montgomery for your top 5. Justin Kirby, AJ Roderick, Blake Erickson, John Nomiger, Robert Kenny for your top 10. Then you got Van Weston, Phelps, Therian, Hendricks, and Foster for your top 15. Crockett, Thomas, Rodriguez, Sullivan, Drummonds for your top 20, and then rounding out the rest of the field is going to be Paul Lawson, Joey Cruz, Luis Orduna, and Jeremy Gainey finishing it. The 24 car field here tonight. We'll give these drivers a little bit of time to get in the waiting room, and then we'll get ready for some interviews. But once again, I mean, I said it, Jimmy said it. I want to thank all the fans out there for tuning in here tonight. Some awesome numbers all the way through the race. I mean, we usually have some ups and downs, some dips here and there, and some good numbers at times. But I mean, just solid numbers all through the race. So,
I like having more fans than drivers.
Listen, either we're doing a good job or they're doing a good job. Either way, I'm happy.
So let's see. We just finished out Homestead. You talked about Iowa next week, so looking forward there. Will be 110 laps. So and then after that, good old Daytona. So a lot of good tracks upcoming here at the Core Xfinity Series for sure, especially in the upcoming weeks. 20 laps or 20 races this season. It's gonna be awesome.
Let's try to round everybody up here for their interviews, and then we'll get them in here as, I mean, just some good runs all the way through the field. But, I mean, again, Ryan Honeycutt, I think, kind of stands out coming back here and showing his muscle right away. And even, Tyler Skozen up there once again showing that he's a threat. And we'll see where he kind of shakes out in regards to what division he's going to be in. But, I mean, it's a good comeback from Justin Kirby, our points leader, Clayton Montgomery, getting another top 5 here tonight. But, a couple of those guys at the back half of the top 10, just good runs as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody, I've seen progress through everybody, and, just looking at Discord, people even celebrating about having a green flag, a good green flag pit stop with no penalties. So it's progress. It's progress, So you can start there, and it's a major one, especially with all the green flag running that happens here at Core. Not all the time. They obviously have their ups and downs, but tonight here, obviously having green flag pit stops, it's a big part of it, and so that's just part of the racing. That's that one step that's not just out there doing hot laps. And there's also a difference between doing hot laps and race laps, being able to maintain your tires, being able to conserve fuel. I mean, there's all kinds of different things when you're out there having a strategy to finish this thing out front. And, obviously maybe Ryan Honeycutt, before we get to talk to him, he'll probably say that he probably outran his tires just a little bit. Maybe got excited being out front, but some of the drivers just holding back just that little bit, conserving them tires for a little bit later in the run, able to get past them and stretch out that lead a little bit. But we'll get a chance to talk to those drivers as they come in here very shortly. It looks like they are lined up in the waiting room, ready to come up into the booth car.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and start with the man you were just talking about, and that is going to be the 51 of Ryan Honeycutt. Ryan, we got you up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, Ryan, first of all, welcome back here. I'm not sure if this was a one-off for you, if you're going to be finally back here in the series and battling with these guys. But, I mean, either way, a heck of a run out here tonight. You're up there battling inside the top 5 and really for the lead for a lot of this race before finishing in 3rd here tonight. So just kind of walk us through the emotions of tonight's race.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I hate losing, so it sucks to finish third. But I think that's a human reaction. But, I mean, if I'm going to lose, I want to lose in a race like that. That was fun. Like the 10 laps before we pitted, there was times where I was throwing slide jobs on people, and like when you threw it on them, they would just run through you if you parked it on their nose on accident. Like they actually race you. So that was pretty fun. So shout out to the 5 and 88. That was some pretty fun racing. I just man, I thought I had more fuel, and so they had 2-lap fresher tires, which, I mean, don't seem like much, but, I mean, that's probably gives them, at a track like this, probably gives them a 10th a lap, so that helped them. And I just got too tight. Like, I don't know what was different about that last run, but I could just never kind of get the balance of where I wanted the car to be on the final run. But like I said, it was fun, and hopefully, I mean, if races keep going like that, I'll probably run a few as long as I have time.
Well, it was certainly fun watching you guys out there, and it's I've said it before in the pre-race. I'm a big fan of this track. I love all the different lines that you can run, and like you said, there's not too many tracks that you can kind of confidently throw that asphalt slider, but you guys were just going back at it, tooth and nail constantly. There's times where it was 3 wide for the lead. I mean, it's got to be a little nerve-wracking in the car. I mean, it was fun for us to watch up here, but I mean, you had to be, just kind of watching your mirrors, watching your sides, everything like that up front.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely fun. I enjoy and on iRacing, I enjoy the dirt aspect of it just because I feel like you don't have to set someone up and turn up underneath them and run side by side with them. Like you sit there and you throw slide jobs on them and stuff. So having that ability at a track like this is just pretty fun to run. And I mean, I feel like a couple of times I cost myself, I feel like I got to pull it away from them. And then right when I was getting pulled away from them, I'd hit the wall and we'd be right back to battling. So just doing more of that racing would be fun. It's you don't oftentimes, when you get racing hard like that on iRacing, you get 3 laps and either you're going to wreck or get a caution. So it's just learning how not to make mistakes when you're running long green flag runs like that. But definitely was one of the more funner races.
Well, happy you had fun out there, and hopefully we get to see that car out here a little bit more for this season. But either way, congrats on the 3rd place here tonight. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
I mean, it was a shout out to the 2 people that I was racing with, the 5 and 88. It was just fun to be able to race clean with people and not have to worry about getting spun around. So appreciate that.
All right, buddy. Well, once again, congrats on the podium finish here tonight. We'll let you go celebrate, and hopefully we'll see you sometime soon.
All righty, thank you.
That is your 3rd place finisher here tonight, the 51 of Ryan Honeycutt. 2nd place, Jimmy, is going to be the 88 of Nico Garcia.
Hey, Nico, it's Jimmy and Carl up in the booth. You copy?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, not much at all, and good to have you back up in the booth. And man, you had your hands full tonight. Just watching your car out there on the track, it looked like you had a little trouble every now and then trying to get that power down, watching that rear end step out just a little bit, and then you had your hands full with Alan Elwood, Honeycutt, Skozen, Montgomery lurking in the shadows, looking to take your spots away. So, but great racing tonight, and just want to give you a little bit of time to get a rundown and tell us how it was for you out there.
Yeah, man, it was fun. I mean, obviously, I always got my hands full with Alan. That's no surprise there, but it was great racing tonight, man. Really fun. It was actually really hard to get power down, especially early on the run on cold tires. Just no grip, no matter where you were. High side, low side, doesn't really matter. So you had to really be easy on it. I tried. I got so excited. I beat Alan off of pit road on that last pit stop. I was like, okay, maybe I got myself a shot here. And the car was there's just so much less grip on the low side. It's hard to keep the car down there, but you want to be down there to save tire, right? But Alan made a really good move out of 2, and you got underneath me, and I just look at the rear end of his car for the last 18-20 laps of the race. So I tried to catch him. I did what I could, man. I tried to run the high side at the end there, just try to get a run on him at some point, but he's so consistent and he's so good at saving tires. It's hard to catch him, man.
I mean, as long as he's not putting on the back of that bumper like, "Hey, Nico, follow me," start teasing you a little bit out there on the track. But no, great run on the 88, great finish, great race overall, and yeah, you tried to take that opportunity and run away with it, but fall a little bit short again from Alan, and but you're up 2 spots from where you started. So I want to say congratulations on the 2nd place finish, and give you any time for any shouts out number 88.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, big shout outs to you guys up here in the booth. Thank you guys so much every week. You guys come out, you guys put on a great broadcast. I have friends, family watch. They love tuning in and watching and cheering on me and the EDE guys. Big, shout out to obviously Alan and the EDE team. Those guys are awesome. I love showing up every week and racing with those guys. Just a fun time. It's a big circus with these guys sometimes. So big shout out to them. Shout out to Simrat Market. Definitely take a look. Jump on their website. Tons of bases. Make your cars look good, man. Look good, run good, feel good. So take a look. SimratMarket.com and then Roderick Racing Development. Obviously it's AJ. Gotta love the guy no matter where he finishes every week. Big props to him this week, putting in 2 top 10s in a row. So we're all ecstatic for him over here at the EDE team. But other than that, hopefully I can keep seeing you guys. It's nice being up here in the booth every week and chat with y'all, and hopefully we can continue that next week.
Yeah, next week you're off to Iowa, so I hope you're ready for a little bit of a shorter track, and like I said, hopefully to see you back up here again. But again, congratulations on that second place finish, and we'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
Awesome, guys. Have a great night. Thanks.
That is your second place finisher here tonight, the 88 of Nico Garcia. First place, top of the boards, is going to be the 5 of Alan Elwood. Alan, back-to-back wins here after winning last week out at Kern, and I never thought I would say this, but I think the win at Kern was a lot less drama than here tonight. I mean, man, tonight it was not easy. There was a lot of battling, 2-3 wide for the lead. It really came down to you and Nico kind of going just a little bit longer on that last pit stop to give you those extra tires there at the end.
Yeah, I don't know if it made any difference, but there at the start of that run prior to pitting, the first green run, I started clutching and got a little bit more fuel out of it. I don't know if Nico was doing the same thing, but I was trying to run that a little bit longer because I knew it would come down to the end, probably tires if we stayed green, and it felt like we'd have maybe just enough time for that to pay off, and it worked out. We just where the cautions flew tonight, it was so odd timing. Like early you saw us come in, we got fuel, trying to just make sure that we're good and we can make it on 2 stops because it was really iffy at the beginning. So we put it those couple times to get just fuel, and then where that third caution flew, it was like, well, do we get tires here? You only got the 2 sets. What do you do? It's one of those races where you're just like in a conundrum. So we decided to take tires, and ultimately, I think that was the right call. But yeah, it's one of them races that, man, you're just like totally unsure what to do. Are there going to be any more cautions? It's going to run green. And you've got some competition out there too that is going to be tough to pass. So you got to try to take some sort of advantage where you can. And I think at the end there with that strategy, I think it paid off.
So what was it like out there in the race? I mean, it was kind of for you guys really under a blanket between yourself, Nico, Honeycutt, and Skozen all battling for the lead, and it just seemed like you're going back and forth, 2 wide, 3 wide. Nobody could ever really fully complete the pass and really control the lead until after the that last pit stop there. So I mean, was it a product of the track just being really racy here tonight? Was it cool temperatures? What was it?
I think there was quite a few factors with it. Really, like, you knew going into the race that it was going to be sort of like if you were going to want your tires to stay decent till the end, you were going to have to run the bottom. But if you want to try to set up somebody, you're going to have to run the top. And that's the beautiful thing about Homestead. That's why everybody wants it to be the Cup Series finale. Like, it is the pinnacle of oval racing as far as what you can do with, now that we don't have Auto Club anymore, like, it's the pinnacle oval of you can run anywhere on this track and make up time if you run it right. And so I was pretty adamant about, I'm going to stick to the bottom as long as I can. And, at the end there was able to pull away just from, running that white line, keeping the tires kind of cool, not really pushing them too hard up by the wall. And being the leader, especially with clean air, you kind of had that luxury. But that middle portion of the race there, fighting back and forth, was nuts. I mean, really good racing though. Ultimately, rubbed doors a couple times, but that's going to happen when you're fighting that close with 3 or 4 other guys. So kudos to everybody here, especially a couple of the guys we really haven't raced around too much yet in this league. So hats off to everybody up the front there for making it a good battle.
So you go back-to-back, as we mentioned, with the win at Kern and the win here tonight. Do we have a three-peat coming out at Iowa? I mean, you miss Texas, and it just seemed like you came out, with your hair on fire here. You get the win last week, and now this week here, not as easy this week. But I mean, Iowa is certainly a different track compared to both Kern and Homestead.
Yeah, you definitely really can't take much from these 2 past races to that place. But Iowa's probably one of my better tracks ultimately all time for me on the service. I've had a lot of really good success for whatever league or official racing I've done there, so I feel good about chances next week. But can never, no matter how these races fall, you can never take them for granted because, again, like tonight, you just don't know how the cautions are going to fall, who's going to be up at the front battling. That 88 car is, kind of a thorn in my side. His teammate, he's quick. Like, you feel like he's going to rattle off a couple of these. I know he's already got one, but you're going to get a couple more. And, some of my other teammates and some of the other guys out here, like, it's close racing, which is good. That's what you want. That's what you guys are, feeding the broadcast and the fans watching. It's what keeps them tuning in. So hopefully we can keep that going for everybody.
I mean, ultimately, I blame you. I mean, not just the fact that you're fast, so you're getting him faster, but you're away for Texas, and when the cat's away, the mice will play, and he got his win, and now he's got a little confidence building in there. So you did this to yourself. But
I got to elbow him a couple times, like both Texas races I've missed and he's won. So I'm like, hey, like maybe thank me here. I don't know what you want me to do. Like maybe I'll miss some more for you. But we have fun with it. Nico's a great guy, and I love him on our team, and he's a super cool dude and super fast. So proud to have him a part of it.
We'll make sure we put Texas 3 or 4 times on the schedule next season for him. But
he'd love that. I wouldn't. He would.
All right. Well, congrats again on the win here tonight. Back-to-back wins for you. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to before we let you go?
Well, of course, first off, the team, really good showing. Hey, I got to give a shout out to AJ. We rib him really hard, but he got another top 10 tonight. The dude's ecstatic. He parked it on the front stretch, for God's sake. So he's this great clips scheme that we got going on for him. He thinks he's a lucky charm now, so we're keeping that going forward. But no, just the team in general, really good night tonight. Again, we're just lighting it on fire. So I'm loving that out of our group. And of course, Simrat Markets, Rhetoric Racing Development, all of our partners on the cars, you guys up here in the booth, putting on a great show for the fans, everybody tuning in, everybody in the league, the racing tonight. Like, it was all good stuff. And it's great to be here and show up and race with these guys.
Absolutely. It was definitely a fun race to watch, and I expect nothing less from you guys up there. So congrats again on the win. We'll see you next week at Iowa.
Appreciate it, guys.
That is your winner here tonight, the 5 of Alan Elwood. Now we'll turn our attention to some of the division winners here, and the first one, Jimmy, is going to be the man that we kind of had our eyes on for a lot of the night, working his way back from the early issues, but finishing in 6th here tonight, the 43 of Justin Kirby.
Justin, Jimmy, and Carl up in the booth. You copy?
Yeah, I'm getting out of this hole. Yeah, I copy.
Mr. Showboat. I mean, start the race off doing a 360 in the middle of the track. I mean, we know you have the driving skills, brother. But definitely made it very interesting and fun to watch you make your way back towards the front here with a really pretty good finish. And I would have a strong feeling if you didn't have that little slip up in the beginning, which seems to be the kind of the challenge with these cars sometimes is getting the power down and not sending the back around on cold tires. But you walk away here tonight with first overall in the bronze division that you don't belong in. I'll say that right up front. And but a P6 overall. So just want to say congrats and give you a little bit chance to explain your race out there.
It's like, well, trust me, lap 1 was not on purpose. I knew Joey was looking kind of 3 wide, and I got in my mirror a little too much. So by the time we got to the corner, I was already kind of going up the racetrack, and I saw that I was kind of angling towards them, so I steered it harder to keep it off them, and that's what whipped me around. Plus, they're off the right rear, so it's like, well, here we go. I mean, with iRacing, I mean, there's been times we've had cars it's like they lose half their car in a wreck and they put them back in second. I do a full 360, keep going, it puts me back in 20th. So it's like, well, here we go. But just with this place, it's so much about tire management and just making sure you can have forward drive coming up off the corner. So I was letting the guys around me just go in, just charge center a little bit, because that just murders the right front here. So just had to be smooth, had to be just keep the car straight, keep it out of yaw, and it was all right. I mean, I didn't have the front end pace that Elwood and the leaders had, but I could keep it just fine. But by the time I started reeling them in, time to change tires. Fudge.
Yeah, I guess the downfall, I know you came from a league that ran full fuel in their cars, and obviously less fuel and the ability to change tires a little bit sooner here in the core. It obviously has its challenges, and that can be one of those things. And I've seen you on the track. I've seen you really extend the life of tires out there, and obviously not quite able to take full advantage of that here with this series with the lower fuel that you guys run here. But either way, you walked your way back to the field. You did get yourself, like I said, in that top 10 and back up there in the P number 6. So great run, brother. And I just wanted to give you a shout out and give you some time for any shots that you may have in that number 43.
Oh yeah, just thank Brent hanging around and doing, and us been doing it for as long as we have, and thank Elwood Designs for coming on board and helping support the series, and helping get the name out there a little bit more, and Carl and you guys with CRN and Core, and just getting together a pretty good establishment right now, and I'm just pretty happy just to be a part of things and try to help make things help improve things, make things a little better, whatever way I can.
We really appreciate you participating, being out there, and supporting us here at CRN like always. And again, congratulations on that 6th place to finish, 1st overall for the bronze. Get you out of that thing here sooner than later, and we'll let you go celebrate with your friends and family.
I promise I will get out of this career of digging myself a hole eventually. Just tonight was not that night, but you fellas have a good night.
You too.
That is your 6th place finisher here tonight, and top runner in the bronze division, the 43 of Justin Kirby. Top finisher in the silver division, and finally not having to deal with any kind of pit road penalties, the 56 of AJ Roderick. AJ, it's amazing. You keep that thing up there and wound up and not worry about the pit road, and good things are starting to happen for you.
Well, I tell you what, I get really nervous. The past couple of weeks at the beginning of the race, I've been right turned into the fence, like in the first opening laps. And thank goodness that I have one of the best pit crews, because they fixed that entire car in less than a second.
It's amazing. I mean, you talk about a fast repair. They've seen that 56 come down pit road with a few damages already, so they know what they got to do. I think it's kind of ingrained in them at this point. But
a lot of experience. Trust me.
Well, I guess the first question I have for you is I'm pretty sure you guys over there at Simrack Markets covered the paint scheme there for Josh Van Westen, but I mean, you guys aren't teammates, but you guys seem to find each other almost every race at this point. What is it with you in the 121?
I think it's because I get confused because his car looks so much like my teammates' cars. So I just figure that I'm supposed to be around him,
Well, it was a heck of a run once again out here tonight. Back-to-back top 10s as your teammates, giving you plenty of props here as we talk to them. So, I mean, what's it going to take to kind of keep this good run going here? Do we have a top 5 coming up in the near future? Are there any tracks you're looking forward to try and kind of reach up there?
Well, I tell you what, if Alan can make me another Great Clips paint scheme, it might work, because it seems like now that we're on our second version of it, I've gained another spot compared to where I finished last week. So, next week's going to be tough, but I'm really looking forward to Daytona because I'm usually up front. I've had some bad luck there in the past, but, that's usually one of the races that I can place myself up in the front. So feeling pretty confident for that one this year. But next week might be a struggle. We'll see.
Well, I mean, listen, me and Jimmy say it all the time: look fast, drive fast. So, I mean, obviously, you want to look fast, go over to the Simrap Market. So, a little shameful plug here for the Elwood Designs Core Xfinity series. But yeah, I mean, it's that F56 has looked fast this year, and you've gotten now in the top 10 a couple times. So, hopefully, you can try and make a run at the silver division. I mean, do you feel like you have a shot with kind of how the rest of the season is going to play out here? I know it's still a long way till they get to the playoffs, but I mean, finishing top silver driver here tonight.
I mean, I think as long as a couple of these races kind of go my way, these last couple of races have been good finishes, right? But the first few races of the season were not great. So there's definitely a hole that I need to, try to come out of. So hopefully, Iowa goes good with next weekend. Daytona goes well. But Daytona's just, it's a crapshoot. You could be leading on the last lap and you could be finishing 30th.
Well, either way, take the good finishes while they're coming, and keep those pit road penalties at bay. It's working out here nicely for you. So, congrats on the 7th place finish here tonight. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
First off, I want to thank Alan Elwood for making what we call the greatest clips of all time paint job. And Simrat Market being our main sponsor, and Elwood Designs. I mean, all the guys in the team between Nico, Clayton, Davey. I know James wasn't here tonight. A couple of our guys weren't here tonight, but everyone was cheering for me when they saw that I finished 7th. So really appreciate those guys supporting me, even though I've been kind of the joke of the team the last few weeks here.
Well, I mean, we still got the road course coming up on the schedule too, so I'm expecting to see you get up there a little bit higher.
I don't know. If it's like a GT3 car or like an LMP2 car, like I could probably make that halfway okay, but something with the stock cars on the road courses, I have no throttle control.
Yeah, they're not supposed to be there. Is the problem?
Yeah. So I've tried my hardest to like gently ease in the throttle, and when I look at my data, I'm like, oh, I'm at 90% throttle. Got it. All right. That's why I spun.
Well, either way, take these good finishes. Like I said, while they're coming, good finish here tonight. We'll let you go celebrate, and we'll see you next week at Iowa.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
That is 7th place finisher, top finisher in the silver division, the 56 of AJ Roderick. Jimmy, another good run here. I just maybe this is the third kind of track that we need to throw into the mix when we create that dream season of just Michigan Auto Club. I guess maybe we'll sprinkle in a little Homestead.
I mean, we need to put some asterisks on. I mean, we are kind of guilty of putting these things together, especially yourself. So we need to asterisk some of these tracks. Like, yep, that was a good one. I mean, we're never going to like Michigan again. Not Michigan. I
was gonna say, watch your words.
We're definitely going to Michigan.
Yes.
But yeah, just some of those short tracks that just been a disaster for core. And no matter how many times you go there, and you want it to work because it's a popular track, but it's short tracks are just it's another breed. And but these drivers are pretty good, Carl. We could probably put them on any track out there and get a great show. So that's what I look forward to each and every week when I come here on Tuesday nights. Is just watching the great race, and you can hear when I get excited. You're talking, and I'm like, wow, look at that! It's like, something off on the side screen. So
squirrel,
squirrel. Yeah. So definitely trying to pay attention, but definitely keeps my interest in watching these drivers, just saving cars, just great racing, getting them, having people have get achievements, even if it's something as simple as, hey, I nailed that pit stop this week. So I like seeing the drivers and the progress and just having fun out there. So it's good that we can put that on out there and show it to them and give them the chance to some of them to come up here and talk in the booth, and hopefully we'll get more people up here in the booth. You never know what's going to happen, whether it's you're the winner of your division for the week or whatever it may be, or you can get in on that top 3. So maybe even possibly a win. Anybody can do it, especially with Daytona coming up. And you heard a few of the drivers say it can be a crapshoot, but it is one of the best opportunities to try to run up there. You just got to learn, how to be close to one another for. See, our Daytona race is 55 laps, so definitely going to be an interesting 55 laps.
Well, that is going to do it for our coverage of the Elwood Designs Core Xfinity Series. Want to give a shout out once again to our sponsor, as always, with Elwood Designs. They have been making custom liveries for the iRacing community since 2012. Specializing in the NASCAR class of vehicles, they can offer designs on various other options within the service. If you're looking to make your own livery but don't have the time to make your own base design, you can purchase Elwood Design bases at simrapmarket.com. You can also find Elwood Designs online on Facebook or on X. want to thank everybody that tuned in here once again tonight. Great showing out there from the viewing public, not just watching the race, but we love to see the chat just kind of blowing up there, and it gives us some things to talk about as well. So love to see everyone out there engaged. And if you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe, get you in touch with everything that Siren has to offer. But for myself and Jimmy from the Homestead Miami Speedway, we'll see you at the track.
Peace.